So I have read this book called The Way of the Superior Man. It was a very interesting book about sexual mastery, energy and spirituality. And I go and finish this book and just those two things actually stick inside my mind. Breathing deeply, this breathing technique you use before and after and while you actually have sex with a girl. So I decided to actually give it a shot and I go down into my bedroom and start doing the deed. You know what I'm talking about. And I just decide to give it a shot as soon as I feel the relapse slowly building up. So the tension slowly builds up, it slowly builds up, it slowly builds up. It eventually comes to the point where you know there isn't a point of return. So it comes to that point and then I just start breathing very deeply. In, out, in, out. Every single breath so deeply that I could literally feel some of it even inside my balls. And something very strange happens. No matter what I do, I cannot relapse as long as I have control. So brother, before we begin, I want you to imagine something right now. You could have that respect from other guys. You could have the life that I currently have. Whenever I go outside or whenever I enter the gym, I could literally handshake anyone, and even if I don't know the person, they would already be attracted to me because everyone knows me. And every single girl just looks at me with respect or lust, either one of those two things, because I actually look good. So if you want to have the same experience as I, maybe even better, click the first link in the description if you want to find out more. But what is the point of this video that I'm recording? Well, most people seek magic tricks, which is the sad reality. And I just decided, why not give you one? If you are already sick so much of it. But before we begin, I just want to drill this home inside your head. I don't care if you have the wisest magic trick. I don't care if you breathe so deeply that everyone could hear you inside your house, that you create wind while you blow outside. It will not work. It will never work. You will continue to be addicted to whatever you are addicted to, and sadly, you will never quit. So why is this thing? Well, you don't have a purpose, you don't have a mission, you don't have discipline, you don't have consistency. And all of these things are tied up to one single thing: your future self. Your future self matters so much in this life. If you don't have a vision for your future self, which comes in the terms of goals, how the crap do you expect yourself to actually go on and become someone better inside life where you're still a fucking loser right now? So think about it right now. It's like trying to become a doctor without actually knowing where the heart even is. So to avoid that, brother, to avoid forever being addicted to this addiction, there is one thing that I want you to do before we begin this magic breathing technique. That is to find your purpose. How do you do that? Well, simply just look back in your memories and you ask yourself, what did I enjoy most doing whenever I was a little kid? And then you start spending 1 hour every single day doing that exact same activity. And if you can't find it like that, you just go on and literally ask yourself this one single quote that I have literally in here in the middle of my room, hanging in the middle of the air on the chandelier. If I do this right now, will I actually feel proud of myself later on? If the answer is yes, then of course go and do it. Of course go and exercise. Of course go and actually eat healthy. But if the answer is no, of course don't do it. If you right now think, okay, maybe I should masturbate, and then you think about this quote and you ask yourself that quote honestly and you give yourself an honest question, the answer will most likely be no. Respect that answer and continue fighting for your future self, because your future self is a purpose that is never dying. So find your purpose or your future self. Think about him all the time and always ask yourself, what will make him be proud of me right now? That's all you need to literally do. So, brother, what is this breathing technique that I'm actually talking about? Well, before we dive deep into this, there is one single common difference that you need to understand. You have to understand this difference. There is a huge difference between having sex and actually masturbating right now. Whenever you have a good loving sex, you are actually breathing slowly, most likely. You cannot go so quickly because, yeah, it's a woman in front of you, another woman another human being, and even if you two combine the forces, you just simply cannot go with the hip so quickly, just as you could with your hand. So brother, now that you know this, and you understand this, plus on top of that, there isn't that iron grip, it isn't so tight as you may think. So that aside, whenever you go on and literally try to masturbate, it's like you try to create electricity for your home because you don't have any electricity right now. You could literally, if you put a candle right there, maybe even light it up on fire. There are some cases where literally people have done it so quickly where their pee-pee even starts bleeding, bro. So that's the huge difference. And the most important part is you breathe so shallowly, you breathe so slowly, you are literally, like something is literally chasing you and you need to escape as soon as possible. So brother, this is the common difference that you must differentiate. And how can you use this into your advantage? Well, most people, whenever they have sex, they can literally last for minutes, 30 minutes, hours, if they are skilled. But you, whenever you have the iron grip of your hand, the hand of Holy America, whenever you do that with the hand of Holy America, you go on and literally breathe slowly, breathe so shallowly, breathe so quickly that you don't even know if you're breathing. Sometimes you even need to catch your air. So of course you're gonna relapse. So before you actually go on and relapse, why not just breathe so deeply so that every tension is released out of your system? And literally I want you to imagine this. Every single time you're about to do that, you just imagine yourself, the energy built up inside your pee-pee in the form of erection just goes up inside your body and all the way throughout the muscles. That's all you need to do. Out of a sudden, you've quit. You can't relapse. And you can just say, okay bro, I was close, but I did not do it. But again, I want to remind you of something. Stop being a bitch hoping for a magic trick. Go and find your purpose and live a meaningful life. Otherwise, there isn't any point in having anything inside your life. There isn't any point of any magic trick. There isn't any point of having literally any advice inside your life until you know this. So brother, find your purpose and follow your purpose, because that's the way to quit, not the breathing technique I just told you. Yes, fair enough, that helps. Push-ups whenever you go and masturbate helps, but it will not be sustainable unless you find your purpose. So find your purpose or fight for your future self, and always have this quote, this beautiful quote in mind. If I do this right now, will I be more proud of myself later on? If the answer is yes, go with it. If the answer is no, you know what to do. Again, bro, if you want to live this life, this is basically the quote that you need to follow. If you want to have the respect of other guys, the attraction from girls, if you want to be like me, going inside the gym and literally you can make friends with anyone, that's all you've got to do. And if you want some more information, click the first link in the description for my help.